Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Now I'm her boss and she doesn't know. My sister is 3 years younger than me. And since we were poor, my parents said I should get a job to cover the costs. I found a great job scrubbing floors at a hotel for $10 an hour. I didn't want them to find out and make fun of me. So I went back to work scrubbing floors, cleaning rooms, and saving money. I worked every day after school and saved up enough money for my deposit. I asked her to come in for an interview and hired her on the spot. I had no clue who she was or that I knew her. I just thought I was hiring a good candidate. 5 years later, she is now my right-hand person and best employee. We travel all over the country together. And if you like this content, check out my page. Also hit that subscribe button because I put out new videos every single day. I joke around and call her my little sister, but she thinks I'm just being nice. She has no idea that I know she stole my acceptance letter. I watch her sleep in her hotel room every night while I lay awake thinking about revenge. Sweet revenge. It feels so good knowing that she makes good money and is successful. But it would feel even better if she knew that she only got this job because of me. She started working for me and climbed the ladder, becoming the best sales representative in the company. She made more money than most of the guys. I handed my acceptance letter to my mom to mail off. "Hi, brother," in a familiar voice. I turned around and couldn't believe my eye. I instantly recognized her. I quickly composed myself and acted like I had no idea who she was. She explained that she knew who I was and that she was applying for a job. I played along and asked her if she remembered me. She said she sure did. She was still pissed that I left her behind in college and said I was still being selfish. I told her I wasn't and that she should try to get ahead in life. I trusted her to do it. I knew she would never let anything happen to it, but I was wrong. She was always jealous of my grades, my dreams, and the one chance I had to escape our small town, which she did not have because she was happy staying at home with mommy and daddy. That one chance was a full scholarship to a university 10 hours away. I could finally go to college and get the education I always wanted. Today, I will be reading from R, Pro Revenge. So let's jump into it. My sister hid my college acceptance letter. Her favorite thing to say was, "Why do you want to leave us? You're just being ungrateful." When I told her I'd gotten into university, she was furious because she knew it meant I would actually leave. My parents were okay with me going. My sister took it upon herself to take the letter out of the mailbox. Before my mom could send it, I knew it was her. She liked to write really nasty things on my college acceptance letter. The one I got was, "Go get raped, slut, you won't make it out alive." I was furious, but my mom told me to just ignore it, and that it was probably some stupid kids who like to play mean pranks. Then she told me we should move on. She didn't want to talk about it anymore. They were very supportive, but she wasn't. She said I should put my family first, and that I was being selfish for wanting to leave. At 17, I told her that she was the selfish one for not even trying to get into college, so that she could stay in our little town where nothing ever happened. She called me conceited and said I wouldn't make it out alive. Well, the day came when I had to mail back my acceptance letter and pay my deposit. It was a hefty sum of money. When my acceptance letter was sent, I didn't tell anyone else what she had done. She started dating a guy who owned a construction company. He helped her climb the ladder even higher. She became pregnant and then married him. I graduated from university with honors and got a job as an engineer. After 2 years, I became a project manager, traveling all over the country. My job required me to hire new employees. One day I was hiring people in our area and I saw my sister S name on the application. I had no idea she lived there now. Then one day she came up behind me and said she got the job and began climbing the ladder even faster. So that is today's Pro Revenge. My daughter had the wedding of her dreams. A beautiful ceremony followed by a party that lasted all night. It was everything she'd ever dreamed of. And for me, it was everything I'd worked for. I raised her alone after her father left us. I worked double shifts, sometimes 7 days a week. I skipped meals so she could have new clothes for school or afford the activities she wanted to try. I did all of that because she deserved it. I wanted her to have a better life than I did. They didn't know I saved the money for her wedding. I saved $6,000 for her special day. That was more than the cost of the reception hall. Maybe now they would remember who paid for what. And then one day she announced she was getting married. I couldn't have been happier for her. I typed in wedding gifts and scrolled through the options. There was one website I loved. They delivered unique gifts anywhere in the world. I ordered 2 locks, 1 silver and 1 gold. For some reason, I felt lighter. Maybe now she finally understood why I did what I did. And maybe that was enough. Each lock came with a ribbon and a card. On the front, it read, "Love is the most beautiful adventure." "I'm sorry I upset you," she said. "It's fine," I said. "I'm glad you had such a wonderful day. Do you love him?" "Yes," she said. "More than anything, then nothing else matters." I said, "I want you to be happy. I'm so glad you found someone who makes you this happy." "I was wrong," to Eve. "I should have come to you before the wedding. I'm sorry." "Don't be sorry," she said. "You gave me the best wedding gift ever. You taught me how to love and let go." I wrote a message for the bride on the silver lock and one for the groom on the gold lock. Then I put them in separate boxes. I arranged for them to be delivered separately during the ceremony. I called my husband. He was in Florida playing golf with his friends. "Hey, could you send me some pictures of the resort? You know, the one where my daughter's getting married?" He sent them right away. The photos showed a beautiful white sand beach and a breathtaking view of the ocean. The wedding was 3 months away, and I started planning. "Look at this," she said, holding up a picture of the wedding invitation. "Isn't it beautiful?" "No," I said, "but something's arriving." "Get ready to take a lot of pictures," I said. "What are you doing?" he asked. "Just get your phone ready." When they opened the boxes, the bride started crying. She said, "Mom, I thought you weren't coming. I thought you weren't interested." She and the groom went to the pier hand in hand and put the locks on it. They took a bunch of pictures and posted them on social media. It was beautiful. "Can you please make sure the bride and groom get both packages?" I asked if they could open them immediately. After they agreed, I hung up. We talked about the wedding, how excited they were, how happy they were to be starting their lives together. It said, "Thank you for everything you've done for me. We love you." I didn't need to read any further. I knew what had happened. They thought I was erased. They told everyone I wasn't coming. They probably thought I wouldn't even notice. I remember thinking, I can't wait to see her walk down the aisle. Instead, I spent the day scrubbing toilets at the diner where I worked. All I could do was smile and nod because I wasn't invited. No +1. No parents. Just immediate family. I asked if I could at least attend a reception, but she said there wasn't enough room. So I ended up spending her wedding day alone in my bedroom watching YouTube videos of other people's weddings. I picked out a dress and made an appointment at the salon. I wanted to look my best. For her 2 weeks before the wedding, I got the dress. It was beautiful. Then I went to the salon, got my hair done, my nails done, the whole 9 yards. I was so happy. I couldn't wait to tell my girl. Then I saw the bride-to-be with her girlfriends. It was weird because the day before, she and her fiancé came over for dinner. When I got home that night, I found a card in my mailbox. It was from my daughter and I had spent thousands of dollars on her wedding. But to them, I was invisible. The wedding was on a Saturday. Come Friday afternoon, I was already online shopping. But one thing caught my eye, a pier with a heart-shaped lock on it. On Saturday, I got a call from the hotel. It was the event coordinator. "Are you here?" she asked me. I called my ex-husband again. After they finished, I called my daughter. After we talked, I watched more wedding videos. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is my story. When I was 19, my parents passed away in a car accident. They were the best in the world. Kind, loving, generous. Everyone loved them. So when they died, it's no surprise that their funeral was the biggest the town had ever seen. You see, my parents left behind a will, but they also left behind a lot of debt. So when all of our extended family gathered together to read the will, the lawyer told us that because of their debt, the only thing we had to do was figure out who was going to take the house. They wanted me to have it. My brother had taken out a huge loan against the house to make renovations. Then the pandemic hit and he lost his job. Every time he comes around begging for money, I tell him no. But the funniest part is when the winter comes and the heat goes out, he always calls me up asking to turn it back on. But when I ask him why he thinks that I'm going to do that, he just says, because it's cold outside and I have nowhere else to go. And that's when I tell him, tough luck, brother, because I'm not turning the heat back on. To make things worse, he couldn't pay the loan, so the bank was going to foreclose. Now, when the bank forecloses on someone's home, they look to the original owner of the home to make up the difference. In other words, the bank came to me. I could have said, sorry, I don't have the money, and let my brother's house go to foreclosure. But instead, I paid the loan. I took out a loan against my 401k to cover the costs. Then I walked into my brother's house and told him, you should leave. He asked why, and I said, because now I own this house. He called me names and said, you can't do this. This is my house. It is your house. I said, but I own it now. So if you want to stay here, you have to pay me rent. He threw me out of the house and told me that he would never give me a dime. Well, that's fine, I said, because I don't want you to live here anymore. And I turned off the water, but I was out of town at college and didn't want to deal with it. Plus, I didn't want the responsibility of a house. Then my older brother said he would take it. He quit his job, moved in, and started planning how he would fix it up. The rest of the family was happy with this arrangement. So that's what we all decided. Everyone was there to say goodbye. I got really upset. I flew home the next day. When they told me that they'd already agreed, I flipped out. That's not fair. That's my house. They all just looked at me. No one said a word. Then my aunt finally spoke up. It's not like you're going to come back here and live in the house. You don't want to stay. It's too much work. I do want it, I said. Then prove to us that you do. How am I supposed to do that? By signing the deed over to your brother? I looked at everyone and they were all staring at me. None of them said a word, but their eyes said it all. They wanted me to sign the paper. They wanted me to give up my inheritance to my brother. I knew they probably wouldn't even ask me again. So I signed the papers and left. But what no one was prepared for was what happened after. The thing is, my parents left the house to me. And when I heard my family agreeing to let my brother have it, for years, I didn't even think about that house. I got on with my life. Graduated from college and eventually got a great job in marketing. I met an amazing guy and we decided to move in together. Life was good, but every once in a while, I would drive past my childhood home and see my brother S car in the driveway, and I would get angry all over again. Why did they give him the house? What made him so special? I was the one who took care of Mom when she had cancer. I was the one who made sure Dad took his medication. I was the one who comforted them both when they lost their jobs. I was the one who stayed by their side when they needed me the most. Yet I received nothing. Then one day I saw an opportunity. He was gone within a week, and honestly, it feels good to be in control.